All right, guys, welcome to the show. We are back at it here. We are talking early fantasy football sleepers. I got 4 of them here for you. You want to keep on your radar because I'm looking at the early consensus rankings, and these guys are immense value. You want to target them. You want to keep them on your radar. Great value. I got 4 big names here for you. If you're brand new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe. I looked at the analytics. Apparently, 70% of the people that watch the channel haven't even subscribed. So you come across in the algorithm, you discover the channel. But what you guys don't realize you guys discovered is actually gold. You guys discovered gold. Now you guys realize it. So hit the subscribe button. The only person in the industry, guys, telling you the truth. So subscribe, thumbs up. We are talking fantasy football early sleepers. Ready to dive into it. Let's get it. All right, guys, welcome to the show. We are talking 4 early sleepers. Before I get into this, guys, this is massive news. If you guys don't know, we are doing a virtual summit, a fantasy sports summit. We got Kyron Williams, we got Pat Fryermuth, we got rookie Trey Benson, top running back prospect going to be there, Frank Gore Jr., and more. This is going to be massive. Live mock draft, PS5 giveaway. All you got to do, guys, is secure your ticket now. The seats are going to be limited. It's on August 21st. This is massive. Secure your ticket to the Fantasy Sports Summit right now. I've linked it below, guys. This is going to be huge. Also, you can pre-order 16 rounds, all the sleepers, all the breakouts, everything you guys need, printable cheat sheet, live video training, secure 16 rounds, guys. It is the game changer. I've linked it below as well, or you can combo them together. Linked it below, guys. The summit is going to be massive, 16 rounds, the ultimate fantasy football experience, from actually winning your league to hanging out with NFL athletes live. And you're going to have a chance to, ask them questions potentially if your question is creative. All right, guys? So I've linked it below. Get to that. Subscribe, thumbs up. Let's dive into these sleepers right now. Smash that thumbs up button, guys. Smash it, slap it, tap it, lion paw it. I don't care. Just hit the thumbs up, guys. Let's go. Fantasy is back. This is huge, guys. The draft is this year. Whoa, I'm so hyped up. Obviously, it's this year. It's this month. It's a couple weeks away, guys. The fantasy football draft. After that, the draft is done. I start laying out 16 rounds, and it's going to be a boom from there. Because once we figure that out, then we know who to draft and when, because the depth charts are all going to fizzle out. It's going to be amazing. All right. So let's dive into this. Let's go. First one, and drop your comments below. Let me know if you guys agree with this. Am I way off base? Would you draft these guys? Let me know. First sleeper is Zay Flowers. At the time of this recording, we are in early April 10th at the time of this recording. Zay Flowers is sitting at wide receiver 31. I mean, we're talking about a top prospect out of college, a great talent, for that matter anyway. Still young, still learning on an offense where he is slated as the wide receiver 1. Again, finished wide receiver 31 and currently sitting at wide receiver 28 in PPR amongst wide receivers. That is immense value. 108 targets last year, 77 receptions, 5 touchdowns, and just under 1,000 yards, 858. No way but up. Now, I don't know what the Ravens are going to do. Are they going to bring in another receiver? Does he remain the 1? He came out of NFL free agency untouched. So obviously they believe in him. I always hesitate to draft wide receivers where the quarterback is pretty much a running back, and that's the case here. But when you look at it based on value, you are looking at a guy who's a wide receiver, I repeat, 28, who's on the rankings amongst wide receivers, but also a wide receiver 1 on his team. When you're a wide receiver 1 on your team, you're primed for volume. So what I'm saying is that you can go ahead, and I'm not encouraging this at all, but the consensus are, you can go ahead and draft yourself a Deebo Samuel round 2 to 3 right after Ayuk, where you're basically gambling to figure out who the wide receiver 1 or 2 is, or you could just get the wide receiver 1 for way later in a guy like Zay Flowers. I'd rather have Zay Flowers round 8, 7, even 6 or 5, compared to around 2 to 3 for either a Deebo or a Ayuk, where you're questioning it. And this happened last year. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but a lot of people are new to the channel. That's why you got to subscribe. I was the only one telling you don't draft T. Higgins round 2, because T. Higgins is a wide receiver 2 on his team. Don't draft Waddle. He's a wide receiver 2 on his team. You always want to aim behind the depth chart, and that's what I preach in 16 rounds. That's why you got to secure 16 rounds, because you'll be light years ahead of the competition. Or in your case, the Kinshipsis, because that's what they're going to be. They're all going to be led to the slaughterhouse if you got 16 rounds. Use code SMASH to save. I've linked it below. All right, so Zay Flowers, the first sleeper. The value is amazing. You say, well, Joe, he's not a sleeper. Everyone knows him. Guys, sleeper to me is a guy that's like wide receiver 28 who's a wide receiver 1 on his team. That's value, okay? And to me, at the end of the day, man, I think he's being slept on based on how much better he could perform. And this is the copy and paste BS. He was wide receiver 31. They bumped him up to wide receiver 28. Pretty much copy and paste. It's crap. And that's why it was 16 rounds. I tell you, all the optimal players drafted, dread, omitting the guys. It's not based on rankings. It's based on ADP and who to kind of based on rankings, but it's based on ADP and get the optimal players in each round, okay? Omitting guys that you don't want to waste time with. Last year, J.K. Dobbins. Told you he's a waste of time. He was around 4 pick. Dalvin Cook was around 5 pick. Told you to avoid Eckler, Pollard, T. Higgins. All these guys I told you to avoid last year. You guys did well. You avoid them. That's why 16 rounds is the truth if rankings don't help you, okay? If rankings helped you, Sam Laporta would have been a top 5 tight end last year. He wasn't. He was ranked 21 amongst tight ends. Rankings don't help you guys. 16 rounds, the truth. Rankings, no good. They're all lying to you. Every single person out there is lying to you because they want to play it safe and they don't have any balls to give you guys honest truth rankings, okay? All right, number 2 here, sleeper number 2. Drop a comment below. Let me know. Zay Flowers, do you like him? Are you drafting him? The value's there, okay? I got to see who else is going at that ADP. Maybe I like a rookie or someone like that. You know, we'll have to see. Deontay Johnson here. Let's talk about him. Wide receiver 40. He finished wide receiver 44 last year. But understand, guys, this guy was in a disaster situation where Kenny Pickett absolutely sucks, okay? He just done nothing. So you got Deontay Johnson now, who's wide receiver 40, who's with Bryce Young, and Bryce Young is in a situation where he literally has to do something this year. I mean, his name is pretty much mush. He saw what CJ Stroud did. He saw what all these other guys are doing, you know, not necessarily rookies, but everyone else is succeeding in the NFL. And he's like, dude, these guys drafted me with the first overall pick last year. I got to do something. I got to crap or get off the pot, really. So he is in a situation with Bryce Young. Bryce Young is in a situation where he has to perform. Obviously, they need some help. Maybe they improved the O-line. They got Chark there, DJ Chark. They got Adam Thielen. I mean, Adam Thielen was his number 1 weapon, who's washed up, who lost his job to Jefferson, basically became like chopped liver to the Vikings, comes on to Carolina, and he's pretty much the only outlet for Bryce Young. And that's it. That's all he had. They bring in Deontay Johnson, who, again, the only problem I have with Deontay is, number 1, obviously the question marks with Bryce Young. But number 2 is the fact that he drops a lot of balls. He's known for dropping. He's got bricks for hands sometimes, okay? But when you look at the situation he goes into, he comes in as the clear wide receiver 1 in a situation where Bryce Young is desperate. Now, last year, 87 targets, 51 receptions, 717 yards, and 5 touchdowns, okay? Finished 44th. That goes up this year. It has to go up. There's no way but up. So you're looking at a 1,000-yard receiving season, 7 to 10 touchdowns, and at least over 100 reception, or not 100 targets with over 70 receptions. I'm giving him a slight bump up and maybe 25% bump up in overall production for Deontay Johnson on a team with a young quarterback who has to succeed, okay? Where Deontay comes in and becomes the wide receiver 1. Now, Carolina obviously acquired him. It looks like their wide receiver core is pretty much set. If they draft a rookie, I don't think it's going to be early. They have other issues they need to address. They need to protect Bryce Young. They need to make sure that O-line's beefed up. Running back with Chuba and Miles, not really excited about that as well. I would think they'd need a running back before they need a wide receiver, but it's going to be interesting to see what these guys do in the draft and how much they work to help Bryce Young succeed this year. Very interesting, but either way, Deontay Johnson, I got him as a sleeper, wide receiver, 40, crazy. Again, copy and paste, right? But he's got a little more ceiling than he did last year, all right? All right, 2 more here. Smash it, tap it, hit that thumbs up, guys. Fantasy football is back. Smash it, okay? Next one here, I'm not overly excited, over the moon, gotta draft this guy, but I need to make you aware of him, right? Sometimes I go through my sleepers. I have my set sleepers, and I kind of talk about them pretty much throughout the entire offseason, but I'm kind of digging deeper here, finding some diamonds in the rough, some potential upside guys, and this guy kind of shined to me last year. It kind of stuck out to me, right? The guy's Jalil McLaughlin, okay? Nothing to write home about, nothing to get excited. Now, you're in an offense where they need a quarterback. I don't think Jarrett Stidham is a solution. They get that. They need a wide receiver, right? So I think because they need a wide receiver, I don't think Sutton and Mims are the answer there. They need a quarterback. They have O-line issues. They got a bunch of stuff. But I think that they're going to leave the running backs alone. If that's the case, even Javonte's a sleeper, okay? But I want to talk about Jalil particularly is because he has a little more upside than Javonte, right? 5.4 yards per carry, 410 yards. He only had, I think, 76 attempts. He is small. He's around 5'7", 5'8", a little undersized. But he can get it done in the receiving game, and he looked a little flashy on a couple runs. So am I overly excited? Am I drafting him? No, but we're talking about sleepers here. We're talking about value. We're talking about deeper leagues. We're talking about guys that could emerge and could break out because Javonte looked lackluster. He was a second-round pick heading into his, fourth year. He's done absolutely nothing, man. Absolutely nothing. Now, he is 2 years removed from that knee injury, which happened in 2022, where he played 4 games. But Javonte could really emerge. But is he the real deal? Now, Samaj Perine is there. Samaj P. Ryan, whatever his name is. I call him Samaj Perine. He sucks as well. He couldn't even pass Javonte. Javonte's hurt. So, guys, this is interesting here, this committee, because I think that maybe the talent rises to the top, but is Javonte the real deal? Maybe. Either way, there's a bonus for you. Javonte and Jalil are both sleepers. If you want to get a guy later, you get Jalil, kind of keep him on the bench, hope for some sort of breakout or maybe an injury. Not hope for an injury, but potential injury to Javonte could really spike him up. But Jalil McLaughlin showed some flashes, could be a nice sleeper here for you. I'm not excited. I just want to make a note. Don't say, well, Joe told me Jalil McLaughlin and he busted. I'm aware that he's really not that good. I think he was undrafted. All I'm saying is that he's good value. If you're desperate and they're running out of running backs and you're a deeper league, you need a flex play. You have 2 flexes in your league, whatever it may be, Jalil could be viable heading into his second season. We have more yet to be seen. And that's what kind of intrigues me, all right? And number 4 here, again, smash it, tap it, hit the thumbs up, and turn on that bell. We're going to be going live, okay? But again, most importantly is you got to get a ticket to the summit, guys. We got, again, Kyron Williams, Pat Fryermuth going to be there, and 4 other amazing athletes, including Frank Gore Jr., son of legendary Frank Gore. Going to be amazing. Rashid Shaheed, amazing stuff. And we're going to do a mock draft PS5 giveaway, secure your ticket to the summit. But I recommend you combo it with 16 rounds. It's a deal if you get them both together. I've linked it below. All right. Last one here. I don't want to spend too much time on him. You know who he is. He was overpaid years ago. But now the removal is the word, of Calvin Ridley boosts up Christian Kirk. Wide receiver 30. They've got Gabe Davis there. They brought in. They got Zay Jones, Evan Ingram. You got ATN out of the backfield. And he only had 3 touchdowns last year. No way but up. And you're looking at a situation, again, when you're looking at Bryce Young, you're looking at guys like Trevor Lawrence, these guys have to step up. They're kind of in like make or break, got to do something, did nothing last year kind of mode. So Christian Kirk is really appealing to me based on value, based on the fact that he's upside, wide receiver 1 upside on his team particularly, and you're getting him as wide receiver 30. So Kirk, am I overly excited? Not necessarily, but the situation shows that there is some excitement here around the potential upside of Christian Kirk, all right? So, 4 sleepers for you: Zay Flowers, Deontay Johnson, Jalil McLaughlin, Christian Kirk. They're not sexy, guys. I haven't included any rookies, all that's going to be laid out in 16 rounds. I'm going to keep the content rolling here for you, but I want to tell you guys that these guys, based on situation, minus Jalil McLaughlin, the other guys are wide receiver 1s on their team, and I want to emphasize and hammer home a point that you can get value at wide receiver later. That's the whole point of this conversation. You can get value at wide receiver later. These are wide receiver 1s of the team. Are they as exciting as, a Justin Jefferson? No. But Justin Jefferson was a first-round pick last year. So was Cooper Kupp, and they busted, right? Devontae Adams as well. So you don't necessarily, just because you get a guy in the first round and he's a big name doesn't mean that they're going to crush it. Mind you, there's still guys I love that are early: Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, guys like that Jamar Chase, that could really do well, that are early wide receivers, could absolutely crush it. All right, I got to go. Subscribe, thumbs up. Guys, these are some sleepers here for you. Make sure you guys do subscribe and thumbs up. We're going to nail this year. It's going to be amazing, okay? We'll talk soon. Let's crush it and grab that ticket to the summit. I'm out.